Here's a question for you. Would you be mad if you accidentally bought $3.5 million of G.I. Joe trading cards that were not worth $3.5 million? I know I would be mad. I'd be pretty fucking annoyed.
G.I. Joe! It could have been anything else!
This video is brought to you by channelfireball.com, so if you're looking to pick up Magic the Gathering singles, Pokemon singles, or Flesh and Blood singles, check out the CFB Marketplace via the link in the description below to help support the channel. Logan Paul tweeted out back in December that he had bought a case of Pokemon cards for $3.5 million. This is the only sealed case of base set first edition Pokemon cards in known existence, hence why it was worth so much fucking money. For those of you coming to this video who aren't into Pokemon or trading cards or whatever, I'll explain some terminology. A case is a box with multiple boxes inside, multiple boxes of booster packs. Base set is the original Pokemon set, first edition is the first print one. I think that covered everything. Oh, sealed, it's not been opened. That's an important one as well. This news set the Pokemon collecting world alight as people deep dived into case numbers, who authenticated it, what the story of its existence was prior to him buying it, other signs as well, things like logos on the box, to all try and find out if it's a legitimate box. More on that a little later. So this was a buzz around the Christmas time, just after Christmas when he bought it, and now, more recently, because of all the stuff asking, is it legit, and people claiming it's not, Pokemon YouTubers pointing to it and saying it's not, Logan Paul decided to go and get it authenticated, talk to people who authenticated it in the first place, and then ended up opening it. He hyped up the verification, and he got the original seller, this person here who's like his magic card dealer, and the people from BBCE to open it with him in order to verify and check out what was going on with the case. The video shows them opening it, seeing first edition boxes inside, and the people from BBCE, which are Baseball Card Exchange, I guess I should explain who they are. This is a company that looks to authenticate a sealed vintage card product, originally baseball cards and sports cards, and more recently moving into Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon. When they see this first edition boxes inside, they get excited, but Logan and his buddy here can tell they're not real at all at first, and upon opening one of the boxes to totally check what's going on, it's G.I. Joe cards. G.I. fucking Joe cards. When you've been around collectibles and stuff for a lot of your adult life, you do get this feeling, this sense that some things don't look legit. Sometimes that sense can be off. For example, Ice Age packs, not really a vintage or expensive thing in Magic, but the packaging looks awful and feels awful. It looks like it should be fake. You get to know these things as you open them though, right? They point out that with these first edition boxes, upon first inspection of opening up the seal that hadn't been opened for supposedly 25 years, the boxes look puffy, non-vacuum sealed, the boxing is light. There's a lot of problems that are very obvious and apparent to anyone who's seen a first edition or even a base set booster box in the past. There's also something very, very funny about it being G.I. Joe cards. I can't put my finger on it, but it is funny. Also, depending on the date and age of those G.I. Joe collectible cards, because there's another product from Hasbro, right? It could be that this was sealed back up fucking 20 plus years ago. It could be that this scam was a scam back when Pokemon craze was big, right? One of the points that the BBCE make is that the box looked like the markings for age were there on the tape and on the labels and stuff, which means it could have just been opened and then resealed many moons ago. Either way, they really fucked up on authenticating this. So they got fucking wrecked, but there is a trail for the sale and the story continues. The person that sold the booster box of the person who sold it to Logan Paul, he exists, this man here, shown in the video. Supposedly his stories didn't all add up. He had differing stories depending on who he's talking to. Several Pokemon YouTubers have done videos on this, talking about what the community knows of the story of where this box came from, house sales, someone saying they got it for their like 5th birthday, and all this kind of shit. The dude's Instagram also began with its first post being the sale of this box to the guy who then sold it to Logan Paul, which is very suspicious in and of itself. And then Baseball Card Exchange also, with the video dropping yesterday showing that this is bollocks, had to release a statement too. I'm not going to read the statement verbatim, but here it is in a very professional way, where it's been written on the notepad of your phone, screenshot, then uploaded to Instagram. Something this all screams to me. Well, there's the argument that it might be fake, the whole thing, right? And that's why it's all so fucking loose, and it's just people DMing each other and writing the notes on their phones, a public statement for a company that deals with very expensive stuff. But if it's not fake, which I'm inclined to believe it's not, it just shows that even when you're dealing with millions, literally 2.7, 3.5 million as it was sold each time, for this fucking sealed box of crazy expensive, what amounts to fine art at this point, people are still just DMing each other. They're still just dealing with each other via WhatsApp. Or fucking releasing a public statement on the notes app of your phone. Like, it's almost like everyone is just a normal human being fucking up all along the way, and it just doesn't matter how much money is involved. Especially if you are just fucking flipping fake Pokemon cards. The problem, though, comes in the fact that the community as a whole, the wider Pokemon community, knew this was fake. YouTuber Rattle Pokemon, who I do say that you should go and check out his videos. I'll link one in the description below that I really found informative. He's a relatively small Pokemon card YouTuber who did several videos on this topic, including a huge and comprehensive breakdown of why he said this is all complete nonsensical and how the box was fake. Solid, comprehensive video with tons of receipts and evidence and information, including emails that were exchanged between the CEO of this baseball card exchange and other people, explaining how they didn't really know what the fuck they were doing. Super fucking interesting. So what does this mean for Jake Paul? It's not Jake Paul, it's Logan Paul. I get the two mixed up because they look like the same person. Logan Paul was refunded, as we know from the story of the person that sold it to him that was posted onto Instagram. He's got his money back. There are viewers that I assume are like fucking 10 years old posting on Twitter saying to him, "Oh, I'm so sorry, this sentimental thing didn't work out for you." And whilst I get that if you're buying like a nostalgic, like, I don't know, one card from your childhood, when you're buying $3.5 million of collectible, essentially fine art in collectible trading card form, that just goes out the fucking window. This guy's making money in crazy ways. I was going to write into the script how at least he's buying and selling Pokemon cards, not getting into NFTs, but he's into NFTs as well, right? Because there's just no fucking moral compass for these people. Either way, the whole, like, I'm sorry it didn't work out thing is bollocks. Pack it in. And then next up, there's this conversation around whether or not it's fake. And Logan Paul is about as authentic in his videos as this fake box of fucking Pokemon cards he's bought. But I don't think this is fake. There's a bit in the video when he reacts to it being G.I. Joe cards.
G.I. Joe! It could have been anything else! It could have been anything else!
And I couldn't help but feel that that was like fake. That was acting. But as my wife pointed out, it could be a second take. Maybe the camera was not on him as he said it. Maybe his voice broke in a way that made him not sound cool to his 10-year-old audience. Perhaps he was crying like a baby, like I would do if I thought I might have lost 3.5 million. Maybe he's reacting badly. Who knows? But it seemed fake. It could just be him not dealing with the pressure of what's happening. Who knows? But at this point when it's $3.5 million worth of fraudulent sales, like fucking police would be involved. Are the FBI involved at that stage? I don't know exactly what federal agency would be involved on, but I'm pretty sure it would get pretty fucking big. The reputation of people like the BBC, which is funny because the BBC in our country are a once proud traditional journalistic body that are now incredibly transphobic, but it's just funny to say BBC and not think of them. But the BBC, the Baseball Card Exchange, their reputation is now fucked. Absolutely fucked. It calls into question the authentication of all their other sealed product, right? Like in the emails that Rattle Pokemon shows, they at one point say they would wrap sealed cases that were just sealed. There was no checking to see if it's the original sealing. It could have been resealed for all they know. This is not good for them. So what does it mean for the wider Pokemon collecting trading card communities and economies? Well, first of all, I don't think this is going to become a common thing for the average, like, retro box. A box that's worth $200, $300 or whatever, I doubt this is going to happen. There are boxes of Alpha on Magic Card Market right now. I say there are. There is one box of Alpha on Magic Card Market right now for 900,000 euros. And I found some graded packs of Alpha as well, flying off the shelves. I say flying, I don't know if they're selling, for $9.5 grand each. So at this point, if you could reseal a sealed pack, the wrapper of an Alpha with some complete nonsense, and then get it graded by a company who aren't doing their due diligence, and then sell that for $9.5 grand when it only costs you, like, I don't know, a couple of hundred to make, that's a big scam you could get into. Now, resealing packs is very, very difficult. In my experience and my understanding of it, to reseal a pack, it will be noticeable to anyone who knows what the fuck they're doing. But that said, when you've got something that was worth $2.5 million by the time it got into their hands, and then $3.5 million a year later when bought by Logan Paul, when you've got companies sealing up that and putting their stamp of authentication on that, like, if they're not doing the due diligence for a product or an item worth that much, they're probably not doing it for the things worth a couple of grand. We can't take what's happening with this company and pass it on to all grading companies that deal with both sports collectible cards and trading card game cards. But it does beg the question whether we'll see more stories of this fraudulent stuff or whether it's been going on and we just don't know. When you get into the world of fine art and expensive stuff, I always wonder if there's some complete bollocks going on in the background. I mean, we already had companies trying to sell you a share in Black Lotuses floating about, who I think are still around. It's all just dodgy shit, right? NFTs through to collectibles that are worth fucking tons of money, being authenticated by people who have no fucking idea what they're doing, who can't do a press release, like, in a way that isn't on the notes app of their phone. It's all very, very funny to see people fumbling through and fucking up in what amounts to millions of dollars of fraudulent or scammy nonsense. That's it. That's the cliff notes of the thing. I'd love to hear what you think in the comment section below. I'm laughing. The whole thing is very funny. But let me know what you think in the comment section below, and I'll see you all soon. Ta-ta for now.